I didn't know it was possible to love and hate a film in equal measure quite so much. Greyfriars Bobby, The True Story of a Dog, is the 1961 Disney film directed by Don Chaffey, and this is, of course, based on Greyfriars Bobby. And I grew up aware of Greyfriars Bobby because I'm Scottish, and I hate sad animal films, and Disney do sad animal films so powerfully that I kind of didn't want to watch this. But it is my mission to watch every Disney feature film, so I took the plunge, and I have to say I'm glad. Yes, I cried routinely throughout it, but it was beautiful as well. I have to acknowledge that being Scottish, I'm gonna love things about it that other people might not. It made me feel, I don't want to say homesick because I'm not homesick. It's not that I want to move back to Scotland. But when you live away from somewhere, even if you don't want to go back there, there's an element of, homesickness, I guess. That's the best way to put it. So I know that my opinions when I say I love it are coming from a place that other people might not have. We do get, I'm not from Edinburgh, I'm from Aberdeen, but I do love Edinburgh and we get to see a lot of Edinburgh. I did worry when I started watching it, and I'll talk about the narrative in a moment, but I worried when I started watching it that it would be filmed in a studio in America. And there would be, fake versions of Edinburgh, and yeah, if they're doing a fiction that's set in Edinburgh, that's not so bad. But when you're dealing with a true story, it has to be real, and it is. And according to IMDb, they actually did film in Greyfriars Churchyard, which just made it wonderful. If you're unaware of the story, it's about a dog who is so loyal to his master that it becomes iconic. And I don't really want to say any more than that. I feel like most people are aware of the general story, but I don't want to spoil it in case you don't know anything about Greyfriars Bobby. I'm not entirely sure how much or how common the story is outside of Scotland or indeed outside of the UK. I'd love to know if you're from outside of Scotland. Had you heard of Greyfriars Bobby, or had you heard of it outside of the film industry? There are several films. Fun fact, I went to drama classes with the main girl in the remake of Greyfriars Bobby from 2005, 2006, something like that. But this film is beautiful, it's raw, it's emotional. Bobby is adorable. I'm not entirely sure who played Bobby, or if or multiple dogs, but it's definitely a very clever, well-trained dog, and he's got that perfect blend of scruffy mutt and adorable pet, and it's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous film, very sentimental, very emotional. Love the courtroom scenes. I won't say any more than that about that or the significance of them, of that scene, the main scene. You'll know which scene I mean, but it was just, oh, I cried. How I cried. I cried throughout it. I knew. I knew it would happen. But even if the film was rubbish, I would have cried. But part of me was crying because it was sad, but also because of how beautiful the film is and how great of a story it is. And I have to say, it's pretty unbeatable. I'm glad I forced myself to watch it for the good of my Disney Features challenge, because I feel all the better for having seen it. If you're aware of Greyfriars Bobby, I think you'll love it. If you're not aware of Greyfriars Bobby, you're in for an emotional roller coaster. But this is a great introduction. Definitely a great introduction. And oh, I was going to say something. Well, go to Greyfriars Churchyard. You'll know why. If you're ever in Edinburgh, go there, and the significance will become clear in the film, just in case you're not aware. Beautiful film. So glad I watched it.